Hey everyone, excuse the difference in quality and whatever. I'm using my computer, and my computer is like old. It's a Mac nonetheless, but this is why it's like 4:3 and it's not 16:9. But I'm gonna do a film industry video because I haven't done one in a while, and it just takes forever. I have to set the camera up. I just don't have much time. It's like it takes hours to render and edit it. And this is like fuck it, whatever. I'll just do this. So I think this is like episode number 11. I'm going to talk about networking. Um, Everyone talks about it. Everyone's like, you need to network to get jobs. You need to network. You need to network. A lot of people are just don't put two and two together about what that really means. What is really networking and all that jazz. Networking. I'm not talking about like going to one of those networking events because those things are funny. Like film industry networking events are just people who are in the same problem as you, and like they're on the same level as you. They're all trying to get in. So it's like doesn't make sense to network with people who are on the same level as you. Um, I will address that a little bit later because there is a type of networking where you're on set and you need to get to know your peers because sometimes they'll have a job and they need additional people that are on their level. That's different. That's totally different. I'm not talking about like work networking. I'm talking about like just these work networking events, which I feel like are a waste of people's time because you need to hire up people. You need different levels of the film industry. You need like different types of people who are gonna come together and network. And those events don't normally work because everyone's on the same level playing field. It's so stupid. So I'm talking about when you may get a couple of gigs here and there, and then people are like, hey, let's go out for drinks or so and so or whatever. Let's go to get coffee. Let's go to get lunch. Hey, I'm going to so and so place. Do you want to come with? Or even inviting people to do something with you. It may sound weird, but definitely do all those things because when you go out with someone, whatever it may be, it doesn't have to be drinking, but most of the time it usually is over drinks. Like people want to just go and drink at a bar or something after they're done with work or done for the week or whatever. If you don't drink, my suggestion is fucking pretend that you do, or just go out anyways and just have like I don't know seltzer or water or whatever. I think it's just useful to make sure that you're out there with these people. Those are the moments where you're gonna get to know them as far as like a little bit personal, like more personally, and then two b, and b you're gonna like get to know them and how they feel about their work situation. Meaning like you and that person are gonna connect about how they feel about other people that work there, who they get along with, who they don't get along with. Some of those things, like the gossip and the politics, come out a little bit more, and those things are really important to know when you're working on certain projects. Um, so my suggestion is if ever you get invited to, you know, whatever's going on, party, bar, coffee, lunch, whatever the fuck it is, you go. Yeah, you may have whatever personal life thing you got going on, like, oh, I need some sleep. Sacrifice it. You need to go out sometimes. You need to go out with these people sometimes. They need to get to know you, and that's why they're invited. If you get invited, that's a good sign. But if it's like a general invite, make sure you go. Um, a lot of people don't put two and two together. They don't think that those things count as networking, but those are the times that someone really gets to know you. And if you have fun with that person, they'll remember you more so than just the person that works hard on set. It's so sad, but that's how it works. Um, I can give you a perfect example. Now, this is not technically the film industry, but I used to work on a cruise ship, and I was a videographer, so I shot and edited a lot and produced my own commercials and did sales and all this shit, crazy shit. So my first contract was really rough because I wasn't a big drinker, but on the ship, it was like everyone in the world was like fucking just everyone drank a lot every night. Like it was every night. We worked like 13-hour days, and you go to the bar, or you go to the crew bar, and then you just maybe slept 2 hours and got right back up for work. So when the photo department got together, I was part of the photo department because there was only two videographers. They had to put us somewhere. Obviously, photo was like the next best thing. So my senior, I had to edit one night. He was a pirate. Now, that sounds really weird, but they take pictures when you're at sea outside the dining room, and people have to be pirates. It's like a moneymaker thing. It's so stupid. I hated doing it. But he was a pirate, and when you're a pirate, you get to drink a lot. But what he did is he invited me to go to the crew bar afterwards, and I was like, no, I'm not really a big drinker, I'm not really about it, whatever. I'm just going to edit, I'm just going to do my own thing. Well, that doesn't really work. Be a loner all you want, but in the end, I don't know, it just doesn't work out, really. I learned that the hard way, obviously. So then later on in the night, I'm still editing, and he calls me up, like, yelling at me about, you know what, you need to make mind you, he was drunk out of his mind. I need to make an effort to get to know the team, and so just because I'm not a big drinker doesn't mean I shouldn't have went out with them. But for me, if I'm not drinking, it's like super awkward for me to be in that situation. Needless to say, after that whole thing, it made things a little bit weird between me and the team because I didn't hang out with them. And that was the whole thing, is that, if you're not hanging out with your team outside of work, if things get a little, like, you're the outsider now. So, and the same thing applies to, everywhere in the film industry, even if you're behind the scenes, even if you're, like associate producer, you're working, like, office PA, if there is a social gathering, you go. That is probably the number one advice for this video, is to make sure you go to those social situations, because it's just going to benefit you, even if it's awkward. Trust me, I came a long way. I used to be really fucking awkward, and I used to be like, oh god, I'm so weird, who do I talk to, what do I do, and you just gotta, like, it just gets better. Every time you go, it just, like, it's challenging for me, obviously, but every time you go, you just get better at socializing and knowing what to do, and, like, picking up on people's cues, and, like, talking about certain things, what's okay to talk about, what's not. So it's all, like, trial and error. So if you're just starting out, this is a good way to, and good advice to take as far as how do I network, and just make sure you go out with people. It sounds so stupid and simple, but a lot of people don't even think about doing it. So that is my video on networking and all that. I learned that the hard way, and I feel like people should know that. So that is it for the film industry this episode.